Top 5 things you need to know about the Tribeca Tabloid Brochure. Number 1, guides and printing. So you'll notice in my document here that we have very handy guides in the center here showing us where the tabloid brochure will be printed. So this is an 11 by 17, which means when it folds down into 4 pages, this being the cover page, this being the left and right page inside, and then this page being the back cover. Now, because we're working on one page like this, it's a really good idea to add guides as your center point so that you know where the document is going to be folded. So everything's been sized for you already, but sometimes when you're editing things and you're moving things around and you're adjusting for your brand style, things can be moved out of place. So it's just a really good habit to get into to have these guides here. And if yours don't show up automatically, then what we're going to do is we're going to head up to File, View Settings, Add Guides, and then we're going to head to Custom and select 2 columns and then hit Add Guide. And that will add the guides that you need to show you exactly where your document's going to be folded. As for printing, what we want to do is if you don't see this dotted line, we're going to head up to File, View Settings, and Show Print Bleed. And when we click on Show Print Bleed, that will add this dotted line around our document. And what that dotted line does is it shows us exactly where the printer is going to cut this document. So you want to make sure that any information, any photos that you don't want to have cut is within your safe area here. Now the only exception to that rule is this when you want photos to bleed off of the edge of the document, meaning that the photos themselves are going to bleed right to the edge of the paper. You do not want a border. So if you don't want something like this, like a black line around your document, ensure that your images bleed right off the page. And that will make sure that the printer, no matter where he cuts, your image will be safe within the boundaries of the page. Number 2, graphs and icons. So Canva makes it so easy to edit any of these graphs or icons. You can see I just clicked on this and it opened the editing area where you can edit the percentage, the line weight, the labels, the colors, the fonts, the size. Everything is editable. So anytime you have any information to add, it's as simple as just clicking on these and just adjusting the information right here. As for the icons here, again, when I clicked on them, you'll see that Canva opened up the editing tool, and you can adjust the amount of items, you can adjust the fill items. So let's say we only wanted 4 stars. Now you'll see that there's only 4 stars, and you can adjust the color of the other star. Number 3, background remover. So if you want the same effect as this here, here's what we are going to do. When you upload your photo, we are going to select Edit Photo and then Remove Background. And within 2 seconds, you're going to have a perfectly cut out headshot. And then you can pop it into place, whatever works for you. And if you'd rather not cut out the background, if you like your background and you just want to place it in the image, that's fine. I would just suggest that you head to Elements, type in Frames, and from the frame section, use a frame that looks a little bit sleeker than just the square cutout of your headshot. I tend to think that when we use frames, it adds a level of sophistication to our design. So let me just show you what that would look like. When I pop my headshot into this circular image, or circular frame, sorry, and then I size it down, it just tends to look a little bit more sophisticated when we do something like this rather than just your typical square image. But again, it's totally up to you. This is your design. You do you. Number 4, multi-page document for adding extra pages. So the thing about a tabloid brochure is it's fantastic if all you want is 4 pages. As soon as you want to add 8 or 10 or 11 pages, you have to create a booklet design. So you have to have a multi-page design. And that's where this extra bonus template comes in. So let's say that you have a listing where 6 photos just won't do. You need, let me head down to grid view down here so you can see what I'm talking about. You have 6 photos in this brochure. Well, if I want more than 6 photos, I'm going to have to add additional pages, but I just want a couple more pages. So what I'm going to do is if I click on these 3 dots here, you'll see duplicate page. There's a short code. That's the short code that you can use for your keyboard. So for me, it's Command D because I'm on a Mac. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 2 middle pages. I'm going to hit Command D, and that will duplicate them for me. And then I'm going to duplicate them again because when we print in booklet form, if you want it saddle stitched, meaning that staple in the middle, then you have to send your printer multiples of 4. So you'll see that the document is 9 pages, but when we remove this note section, it will be 8, which means it's divisible by 4, which means it's good to have printed professionally, like you're good to go. So let's say that this is how you want your booklet. You want to add extra pages to your design, but you don't want something as fancy as the Tribeca lookbook. Then you can just use this bonus template and duplicate your pages and maybe have main floor, second floor, basement as the way that you're organizing these photos in your booklet, and you're good to go. This is also good. I'm going to delete these extra pages and show you what this is also good for. If you want to save your document as a flipbook, you also have to have it in booklet form. So if you want the flipbook, you're going to hit Share, More, type in hazing, and then deselect the notes page because we don't want the notes page. We're going to hit Done, Save, and then we're going to let this prepare our digital flipbook for us. And once it's done, we're going to hit View in Hazing Flipbooks. And now we have this gorgeous flipbook, and I'm going to show you what it would look like if you send it to your clients. So here's the link. You're going to send that to anybody who's interested. And here's the flipbook. So it's a short book. It'll work even if you have the 8 or 12 pages or whatever. But the point is that you have to save this in booklet form in order for this to work. And that's it, my friends. Happy designing.